advocate for White Lives Matter. I'm not an advocate for Black Lives Matter. I'm an advocate for all lives matter. But I definitely would not wear the shirt that says White Lives Matter. And I won't wear the shirt that say Black Lives Matter. I believe all lives matter. In my life, I've had some teachers, some coaches, some people I did business with have all been dear to me that were Hispanic, white, Asian, Jewish. So, for me to say anything other than all lives matter, then I'm saying the attack on these other people, I'm giving a blind eye to, and I most definitely I am an all lives matter. Black lives is in all lives. White lives is in all lives. I don't know why people is quick to forget the Jewish community went through the Holocaust. The Irish community, I forget what that shit was. They went through some crazy shit. It's a lot of communities that have been through some shit. You know what I mean? Our Native Americans, they definitely been through some shit. So I'm an all lives matter type guy. Would not wear the shirt, White Lives Matter. I won't wear the shirt, Black Lives Matter, because I think it'd be offensive to, some people I do business with and people that I'm dear to, that's dear to me. So that's just me. So who's the individual that's asked, can they speak?
That was me real quick.
Well, who's me, brother? Put a name to it.
This your mailman friend that be talking about the guns from Philly.
Go ahead, bro. You on the floor. You got it. Let's keep this conversation. Listen, if you came to the room to catch a motherfucker to bang with, this ain't the space. You will be kicked. If you came to the room to address anything outside of that title, you will be kicked. We ain't discriminating. I don't give a fuck what badge you got on. Say that shit for another room or another time. Today, right now, let's have a real conversation. Go ahead, brother.
Real quick, what you just said made sense, and I'm glad you said it. Certain black people grow up different. I grew up in the hood, North Philly, and I've been working since I was 16. I was raised pro-black between like 5 and 9. So like I lived in Atlanta as well, and I lived off the land, didn't patronize using white folks' food, all of that, practice Kwanzaa, all of that. I come from that background. So I actually lived without patronizing anything white. As I got older and came back to Philly, my view started going more towards accepting all people. I wasn't raised to hate white people, but being raised pro-black and being around all black people, once I started working at 16, I started working with white people, stuff like that. So I've never had the mindset that like white people were the enemy or like white people are the master and all of that, but I've always had black pride. As far as Kanye, in my opinion, used to be somebody that was kind of like raised or had that idea that white people were the enemy, and he started transitioning as he got older. If you realize back when Hurricane Katrina happened, he accused Bush of being a racist because he didn't deploy the federal aid, but that wasn't really a race issue. That was more political. Bush didn't deploy the federal aid because he didn't want to help New Orleans because the liability for the levees was on that.
Well, that didn't separate him from white people. He's saying that white person is a racist.
Right. But what I'm saying is,
he didn't say all white people are racist.
Right. But him. What I'm saying is that him looking at that back that way, he's starting to change. Like he's getting into politics. He's rubbing elbows. I don't think he's starting to change, bro. I think that's him. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just because a person is for his people doesn't mean he has to be against the other people. And I tell people this. When you go to talking crazy like that, I don't want to hear you crying about slavery. Yeah, this black power. Fuck the white people. Right? Well, nigga, you just like them. Because for anybody not to understand that it was some white people that hung from them trees the same way them black people hung from them trees for violating what the law was back then. Harriet Tubman and anybody else that was, helping slaves escape could only do it with the help of those white people who didn't believe in what the other white people believed in. It's always been white people on the other side of what they people was talking about. When them people got caught hiding them slaves, feed them slaves, helping transport them slaves, they hung them white people. So what we saying? Fuck them too?
So
because they was part of the movement. They was part of the movement.
I just
also
feel like,
WACK.
hold
Also
on.
WACK.
Hold on, E Hakeem. I just feel like
Then that was the whole Underground Railroad.
I understand that, everybody's life matters or whatever, right? The problem I have, right, cool, great, but black people are systematically oppressed. And so that was the whole
fuck that. No, we not. No, we're not.
Hold on.
I'm tired.
But white people are not oppressed. So what's the need for this movement?
People
but what's the need for the movement?
Acting weak.
No.
If anything,
crying.
was like
What's the need?
You
giving me
too
white lives
we are
matter?
you know what? Yo, check this out.
I don't see the purpose.
Hey, wait, hold on. This is where, as a woman, you got to stay in your place. Yo, men,
what does me having a vagina have to do with it?
Yeah, a whole lot to do with it. Stay in your place. You got one. A whole lot to do with it. Stay in your place. You got one. You ain't me and I ain't you. I can't have no fucking babies, and you ain't finna go fight the bear. Stay in your place. You got one like I got one.
I feel like it's...
And see, your generation, them little mid-20s, is the reason why shit gonna be weird and fucked up, because you think having a vagina don't got nothing to do with it.
Right.
So are women that are
Here it goes. As long as we keep men that are in your homes, men that are in conversations with your nephews and little brothers, man, stop fucking pumping this systematic racism shit in these youngsters' head, because you giving them an escape route on how to justify their fucking failures.
Excuse. It's a poor excuse.
Stop doing it.
That's real shit.
That's a fact.
Look, at one point in time, listen, at one point in time, that was the fucking case. We couldn't vote. We couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. But listen, I can honestly say, it's enough freedom and it's enough opportunity out here. I don't see the armed forces saying, oh, you're black, you can't get in. I don't see the bank saying, oh, you're black, we can't give you a home loan. I don't see the Mercedes-Benz saying, you're black, we can't give you this. I don't see the school saying, we don't accept black people. Listen, bro, it's a new day and age. Fuck that weak shit that they've been talking. It's okay. It's like, it's okay that you can't get a job. It's systematic racism in place, and that's the reason. Fuck that. Try harder. If at first you don't succeed, try and try and try again.
So what's the point of a White Lives Matter movement if they're not being oppressed, though? That was my point.
Who's not being oppressed?
White people.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Hey, yo, check this out, Paul. Is that Paula talking? Are you a mother?
Oh, God.
No, because I'm about to really, I'm going to sit you down. You're not a mother, right?
Conversation. This has nothing to do
Hold
with
on, you're not a mother, right? But watch this. You're not a mother, but you are a teacher. You should silence yourself before you fuck around and get yourself in trouble. Because in that class, you probably got a mixture of everything, goddammit. And you ain't supposed to be biased against nothing.
I'm saying
you don't teach that black kid no different than you teach that white kid. When you teaching that white kid ABCs, no, it's real shit. Because as a teacher, your mind is supposed to be geared towards everybody. Am I not right, Floor?
Hell yeah, you right.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean? That's no different than them saying we ain't teaching the nigga kids this, but we teaching the white kids this. You ain't even supposed to be in this conversation talking nothing about that shit you talking about. I'm gonna be real.
Let me chime in real quick because she cut me off.
But it's also the police brutality of it all.
Hey man, fuck all that. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck about that.
Speak the
Half
truth.
them niggas that got killed. Half them niggas that got killed. You know what our people like to do? See, I always use the ABCs. See, when a motherfucker tell you, was that Naughty talking?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Naughty. Okay. You know your ABCs, right?
Most definitely.
Okay, well, how do you start the ABCs? Just how you start it. What's the first alphabet you
A,
say?
B, C, D, E, F, G.
Okay, stop. This what we do. And we say the shit you say. HIJK elemental P. You know what I mean? Before we got the H, the white pop killing the motherfucker, we wanna ignore ABC. Get on the wall and don't move. ABC, fuck you, I ain't getting on the wall, don't move. EFG, stop resisting. I'm not resisting. HIJ, dead. Now, if a motherfucker would have did, I'm tired of this shit, man. If a get on the wall. I don't give a fuck what you did or didn't do. The police, get on the fucking wall. I'ma pat your ass down. If I done did something to violate your rights, file the proper motherfucking complaint and go along with it. But I got this call right now and say you doing something you ain't supposed to do. Nigga, don't get on the wall, do all the shit, resist, here go a fight, struggle. Oh, he's going for my gun. Whether he lying or not, boom, nigga dead. Fuck that shit you talking about, because 9 out of 10, we didn't violate it. But niggas don't want to talk about it. They want to just talk about what happened from H on. They don't want to talk about A through H.
It's too much
Real
like
shit.
stuff.
If you look at the history of police brutality, I wouldn't agree with that.
I can agree with.
And I'm going to be real. I understand the cops, because you know why? We only report amongst us what happens to us. Don't nobody go on social media and say, oh, yeah, you heard about the cop with the family of 4 who pulled the guy over for speeding, and when he walked up to the window because the guy was on the run for 3 murders, he shot him in his fucking face. See, they don't report all that. Y'all act like they ain't got casualties on their side on some bullshit. How about that?
You saying the truth. You saying the truth, Wack.
That shit down.
It's real shit.
Take away that lifestyle matters.
What I'm trying to tell you is,
no, I want to hear a man
month,
say that white people aren't oppressed, so I can hear a different response. Because when I say it, it's a problem. So can a man?
Ain't nobody oppressed in the United States of America today.
You wouldn't be on this.
That's what I'm saying, Cap. How are they oppressed, Cap? I need to know that.
Yeah, white man is definitely not oppressed.
Thank
Where
you.
are they oppressed? Listen. When if I'm walking through a field of babies, right? And they say whack, the first 30 yards are white children, the next 30 yards are black children, the next 30 yards are Asian children, the last 10 yards are people from wherever. I'm tippy-toeing the whole 100 yards. I'm not running recklessly through none of that field of babies. I don't give a fuck how old they are or what color they are. Them is babies. White, black, Asian, I don't care. I'm not running full speed towards a section where I might fuck around and step on a baby because of a color. I ain't doing it. I'm gonna tippy-toe every step of the way so I do not harm any of these babies.
Fuck how you feel
all
about
lives
any
matter.
other colors. They babies.
I believe that all lives matter, but there's certain things that black people don't get that white people do get, right? To where we don't get the proper health care.
Like what?
It's the proper health
I got
care.
great health care.
White people don't like
I got great health care. And just to let you know, Naughty, there are more, and Cap could attest to this, there are more white people on motherfucking government funding welfare than white black people, which means those white people gotta go to the general hospitals and the Medicare shit and all that shit too. So what you saying?
Why you feeling nervous right now about it? You know it's
all lives matter for sure. It's just the slogan was born after the Black Lives Matter thing. That's why it became such a big deal.
That's true.
But for sure, all lives matter. It's just,
you know when the
it's just.
bill was passed.
Can I finish?
They hung some Jewish kids and.
Let her speak, man.
You know that's crazy, man. That nigga crazy.
Go ahead.
Hey, listen, and then here go another thing too. I'm gonna be right. When I get up in the morning, I get dressed, I think about my day, I go to social media, even come on here. 98% of the time, the threat to my black life is coming from another black life.
There it is.
Niggas talk about this police brutality shit. The police killing 2 out of 10, meaning if they stopped and said, listen, we got a thing to where the gun won't even fire on black skin, the billy club won't work against it, and the taser will not penetrate black skin, it'll still be 8 more black people getting killed by fucking black people. See, we always quick to march, you know, when the white dude kills the black dude. But we ain't never marching down the streets when little Tom killed little Billy at the local fucking park. I don't see nobody marching in the neighborhood saying, fuck that, y'all gonna stop this shit. I don't see it. Niggas be like, yeah, nigga, I'm striped up. Yeah, fuck that nigga. Yeah, he got kids too. What's the difference? Is there a difference between a black bullet and a white bullet? I don't understand, bro.
So violence.
There is a difference between a white bullet and a black bullet.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll tell you the difference. I'll tell you the difference. The difference between a white bullet and a black bullet is that when a black person kills a black person, they can get locked up, they can go to jail, serve the time for whatever they did. When a white person kills a black person, they don't even get indicted. Or if they get indicted, they get found not guilty.
Nah, we just watched some niggas from George Floyd. That's like
the first. Okay, so George Floyd. Yeah. One second, brother. George Floyd is probably the first conviction after Trayvon, Tamir, Eric Garner got killed on fucking camera.
And we had to burn the country down.
And so I think that's where
Eric Garner got killed. That's to do, wait, what Garner was at, New York?
I think that's the brother in New York over the cigarettes, right? And he's saying, I can't breathe. He ain't fighting back. He ain't doing nothing. He just saying, I can't breathe. So the issue when it comes to white and black is not necessarily the crime. It's the lack of justice for the crime. Black people do commit crimes against black people, but they get locked up for them crimes. White people can go untouched, and nothing happens.
No,
Dylan Storm,
bro.
I give a better one. Dylan Storm.
Yeah, this penitentiary out here. Them people called the Peckerwoods is deep as a motherfucking offense.
They on the East Coast.
No. I ain't talking. But see, like even when you, so like I ain't saying that white people don't get locked up. I'm talking about white on black crimes. When you see the hype over what white people do to us, it's
you talking about police, because I'm gonna be real.
I'm talking about white people. Dylan Storm is George Zimmerman wasn't a cop. Wait, before you say that, Wack, George Zimmerman was not a cop, and the cops told him not to pursue him, and he still pursued him on the audio, killed that brother, and he was not even indicted.
We gotta blame the jury.
But now when you say blame the jury, that seems to be the theme. No, but that's the theme on all white people when they kill us.
Why you saying you want to get
united?
I'm not wrong, man.
Y'all sound more racist than them folks do. I ain't gonna lie.
Look at the little white kid that killed all them people in South Carolina. That nigga on death row.
You talking about Dylan Storm?
Bro, niggas go to jail.
They took that nigga. They took that nigga to get Burger King. Listen, they took that nigga to get Burger King.
Thank you.
Listen, when they go to arrest us, you take Chris Dorner out in Cali when he killed them police or whatever like that. They made sure to kill him. Dylan Storm killed them motherfuckers. Let me finish, brother. Let me finish. I'm gonna show you the difference. They made sure to kill that nigga. Dylan Storm calmly killed him though. Because he killed people.
And when they came to get him, what was he trying to do?
He was defending, like he was boxed in or whatever, and stuff like that. But Dylan Storm calmly killed them niggas in the church, and they took him to get Burger King to make sure he was comfortable. And then us and our stupidity is still trying to whatever. I don't give a fuck what you call him.
Dylan Roof that killed the people with the Glock 41.
Listen, he shot listen. And he got Burger King afterwards.
Show you how.
Y'all proving Wack point right
now. Cap finished his point, please. Let Cap finish.
I appreciate that. And then to show you how merciful black people are to white people, they praying for the nigga while he reload to keep killing him. But he gets to go to Burger King. He gets to get treated nice and fair. And so where's the nice and fairness with us? So the interaction that we have.
They didn't came and got me for some shit.
Niggas be snitching.
They didn't came and got me
when you
for
snitch, you get Burger King.
Hey, look, they came and got me for some shit. Cuffed me up, put me in the car, they beat me and fucked with me. And You know, I don't know.
Yeah, there's tons of stories that we have
I'm
where
talking
you got
about high
innocent.
speed chase. I took these niggas on the run. I never forget. I knew I was going to jail for 15, 20 years. I just wanted to see the hood the last time. Nigga, I bent every corner.
Right, but then you went to jail. You probably did your time
The corner on 2 wheels that I was moving. I went to jail like when I got to my mama house. They pulled me out the car, slammed me as they supposed to, cuffed me. But that was it. I'm just saying, like, it all
right. But what we talking about though,
WACK, shit than we know.
But WACK, you talking about criminals, so to speak, right? You talking
all
about
the way criminal. Yeah, I was wanted for attempted murder.
No. What I'm saying is, these people that we're talking about were not criminals. Tamir Rice wasn't a criminal. Those people in church wasn't criminals. George Floyd wasn't a criminal. The cat in Minnesota.
So you saying you would rather saw the police kill the gunman?
No, what I'm saying is that if we actually got justice for crimes committed by the white man against us, then we wouldn't have a reason to open our mouth. The reason why we opening our mouth is because they can do whatever it is they want, cop or not, and there is no justice for it. That's the problem. So when black people kill black people or do crimes to black people, you can get...
Is it me?
Damn, did his phone die? Because he was talking.
His phone went out.
Yeah, his phone must die.
Hey, but let me now can I say something? But the nigga proved what WACK was really trying to say. What I think he was trying to say is that, okay, what you seeing is white people getting off. You say that the officers took this nigga to motherfucking Burger King, nigga. But when a nigga get something happen like that, niggas don't love each other. We got black people over there too on that side of the fence.
Oh yeah, it's black cops. A lot of black cops. A lot of black cops.
Black judges.
Can we see how, like...
I'm only not saying all lives matter.
This is what I'm saying. It's good and bad, pure and evil of all races and color.
But what I'm saying, what I was gonna say, because it's like I'm only some lives matter.
I didn't have the white man do honest business. I had the white man do honest business and wire me $1 million, and then had a black dude want to come try to steal it. So I got some black people.
Now we're not making a conversation about good and bad. What we showing
is you say?
White people are not oppressed.
Well, he's saying is no, black people ain't oppressed either. We oppress our own.
Some of these people love the idea of being oppressed, yo. That shit crazy.
Black people keep getting this we oppress shit.
Black people.
No, but listen.
There is no realm on the planet.
Can I say this really fast?
Show me and tell me where we're oppressed at right now today. Where?
We listen. We don't. It's the lack of education, financial literacy, therapy. It's a lot of things that go.
God damn it!
No, wait, hold on, wait. That plays a factor on what goes on within our community, right? Where how they get the drugs.
Stop
but
blaming.
I'm saying they put the drugs.
Stop being a coward. Stop blaming them for our fucking decisions.
That shit happened like 30, 40 years ago. You gotta
no, this would be crazy. Yo, listen. Let's say the white man said, hey, put a bundle of dope, 5,000 guns, and 8 million pills in the middle of every black community. Motherfucker, if you want to go out there and get that gun and go kill another nigga, you want to go get that dope and take it, you want to get that dope and sell it to your people, that's on you. If me, I'm going to get the guns and knock on every door. How y'all doing? We got some guns here with ammunition. I see you got a family of 4. Is there a man in the house here? No, yeah, hey brother, here goes a firearm for you to protect your home. Does no man in the house? Okay, well every Wednesday, I want y'all to come down here to the local park. We're gonna have a firing range set up to teach you women how to defend your household. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, stop blaming. I'm a nigga who my whole circle, since I've been a kid, everybody drunk, smoke weed, did sherm. They passed it to me every time. I made the decision not to fuck with it. Stop blaming them people for our decisions.
All right.
That's actual factuals. I've been in a room full of blows several times, never touched that shit.
Hey, can I get the mic real fast? Hey, can I get the mic real fast?
All right.
Like when y'all talk about the drugs, that scenario, you do give accountability to what we do ourselves, but you do not take away the accountability from the motherfucker that put the opportunity in there. Because what essentially is happening, he's succeeding.
So should we blame God for the Adam
Why can't I just finish? When Wack talk, nobody
Can he
spoke.
finish?
Let him cap. Let Cap talk.
Let Cap finish. He was talking. Let him finish.
I appreciate it.
Let Cap
again,
talk, bro.
You blame both sides. You have to start with the root of the problem. The root would be the motherfucker that put the shit there. The problem would be our psychology, where we looked at that as the last resort to do it.
There it goes.
So now, the same way I could blame black people for the crime that we commit against each other, I could blame the white man for providing the opportunity. Because if I don't hold him accountable and I just make it about us, at some point we'll trust the white man and the vices, because he'll just remix the vice. Like back then it was heroin and crack. Today it's syrup and pills. He just remixed the drug so we get people to stop doing one and he brings something else.
Right,
So
but how about
check this out,
let's factor this though.
Hold on.
One at a time.
If they look in life, we do not live in a perfect world, bro. In life, right now, it's a little motherfucker just passed me in a Hellcat. He's speeding, zigzagging through cars. I'm in a Hellcat too. That told me I gotta follow him and do the shit.
Absolutely,
right?
You're absolutely
in life,
correct.
It's gonna be put in front of you, bro. Everywhere we go, it's gonna be put in front of you, bro. Now, we can't keep blaming them for the ultimate final decision is on us. Here you go.
Right.
Here y'all
And
go.
you know
I
was just trying to bring up a quick factor.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. And how we got there is from the black leadership that listened to that white man and destroyed the community. And so now black people don't have that black leadership. So now it's up for us as black leaders to go into the black community, create self-accountability, and stop falling victim to the so-called white man. That's how we do it.
All the black leaders,
wait, let me.
All the black leaders,
first of all, if you look at them as leaders, you fucked up, because that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that's actually in the communities where the drugs is being sold, getting the drug dealers to stop selling drugs, to getting the killers to stop killing, to get them to stop stealing. And ISUBK, that's what we do. We go in every ghetto USA and we talk directly to them. So like when you see brothers in our organization, that's who you're looking at. You're looking at the former cats that will rob you, steal from you, sell drugs to you, do all those shit. And then we able to be leaders and get them to repent and stop it. So now when we start calling a white man for their crimes, you can't tell me about crimes we committing because I ain't doing it. So now what we do, we go build up more brothers. Last week, that's why I had that brother in prison, because we go to the prisons and do the same exact thing. So there's a difference when you complain about the problem, but you don't fix it. If you're not going to fix the problem, you can't even complain about the white man or the black people in the community. If you're the one promoting what you're complaining, you can't be a convenient, I hate the white person. And it's convenient when somebody says white lives matter. Now everybody want to conveniently hate the white man. But if you sell the drug, you love the white man. If you pick up that gun and shoot your brother, you love the white man.
See, this is the thing. From the beginning of time, they always, pretty much tried to, dumb us down, didn't want us to know how to do certain things because they knew what we possessed as black people. They knew what we possessed. They knew. So for us to sit up here and be like, oh, let this shit, try to enable us into thinking, oh, we're oppressed. No, you change your mindset, you change your life. You change your mindset, listen to that. You're going to change your life. Don't sit up here and continue the agenda. They want us to think this and think that and stay low life and stay this. No, we have the same opportunities. Yeah, it might be a little bit of, a different journey, but you can still get there and do what you got to do to get there. Stop thinking that we got to fall for the bullshit.
So Ebony, I agree with you. I agree with you, Ebony. But don't you think it's diluting the message? It's diluting
check this out. My last
Matrix.
You're going out, what?
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
You hear me? Look, it was 7 bids on the home, right? No cap. One very, very famous wealthy rapper was one of the bidders on the home. It was 7. The other 5 people was white. I called the man on a Sunday. I said, yo, I got to fly back to LA tonight. I want to see the house. He can hear on the phone that I'm black. He said, you know what? I'm going to come let you in. He comes out, let me in, look at the home. He said, it's 6 bidders, you'll be the 7th one. One of them is a very famous black rapper. You might know him. I said, yeah, I know the dude well. The other 5 are these people, this people, this people, right? He says, what are you willing to do? I said, I'm gonna give you your, what you asking for. He said, how fast can you give me an approval? Right? I said, hold on. It's a Sunday. I called my banker. I said, hey, I want this property. Can you give me a letter of credit now? Dude, eyes go up. Eyebrows goes up. For those of y'all don't know, a letter of credit is when a bank tells a motherfucker the bank is backing it. Whether he got it or not, the bank gonna pay for it, and we'll deal with Mr. Jones later. In 20 minutes, he sends a letter of credit to my email. It's a Sunday. I forward it to him. By the time I landed in motherfucking LA that next morning, he said, the house is yours. I said, why? What happened to the other people? He said, they all got pre-approval letters through other financial situations. Your letter of credit trumps all. We need a deposit of 10% within the next 24 hours, and we close. I sent that, and we closed. It wasn't that I was black. I'm the only nigga on that block right now today. Ain't nothing else on that block look like me. So it wasn't that I was black. This is a land opportunity. If you the right motherfucker for the fit, they rolling with you. They don't give a fuck what you look like.
Hey, that actually kind
And
of
this dude I was
proof of
dealing
that
with
shit,
was Snow White, blue-eyed. This motherfucker, like, he didn't give a fuck about none of that. The fact that I was able to get a banker on the phone on a
You got the
Sunday
money.
with a letter of credit impressed him.
No, but the fact that you're the only black person on that block actually proves the point, because you had to be outstanding to be in that position. They get to
And
be
mind you, you got
mediocre and be
another
in that
black
same
person
position.
in. So then
But
be
hold on,
astounding too,
Cap,
Because it
nigga.
ain't
Cap,
about black and
Cap,
white, it's
Cap,
about green.
Cap, Cap,
So
Cap. I
only
got
the
a
spots
criminal
at the
record in
top.
the GED.
Yeah.
I got a criminal record in the GED. I didn't allow people to brainwash me to
That
say
part.
because of my errors, I'm now oppressed.
No,
Correct.
no.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like
But
we
you
need
need
to
to
stop
show that in your
oppressing
position for
ourselves.
outstanding. Like a
Right.
white person doesn't have to be as outstanding as you to be in that same
Y'all
position.
niggas crazy.
Bro,
Hey,
Like,
look, we
White
need to
people
stop.
bought
We need to
a house
stop
that high.
oppressing ourselves.
y'all
Like
See, y'all
tripping,
putting.
bro.
crazy. Cap, you
Y'all
on
be
some
tripping.
bullshit.
Hold
Hey,
on,
look,
one
one mic
mic.
real quick.
If you income, a
We
white
need to
dude have.
stop oppressing ourselves,
Some
like putting
bullshit.
credit in our kids' names, doing all this shit to set us up for a failure. I mean, we need to concentrate more on what we can
That
do to
shit.
catapult us to the next level instead of what the next person's doing to keep us down. Trust me, it works.
well,
I
we're not
mean,
we're
So
not
let me
we're not
say
saying
this.
white
All
people
I'm saying
great. We're just
is
saying
a
some white
whole
people
Stop
Stop
bunch
should
of
be
looking
Talk
cut
about
off
for
the
a
that.
kingdom.
Go ahead,
skew.
though.
No, we're amazing people, right? I just think that when you're talking about a White Lives Matter shirt, it dilutes the movement of what the Black Lives Matter, what the shirt represents. I get exactly what you're
but Nadi,
saying. We're not
but you
oppressed. Like
want to be what
we
you
have
want to
so
be.
many different
Why can't you be White
opportunities.
Lives Matter?
We can lick.
Wasn't the
Oh
Black
my
Lives
God,
Matter
my
still in
nigga.
the
Black
Well,
Lives
No,
Matter
Naughty,
man.
you're
Let him
right.
talk.
Let
Let
Naughty
Naughty talk.
finish.
feminists.
Right.
Let
Can I
Naughty talk.
finish?
Let Naughty close. Let Naughty land. Let Naughty land.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, right, and we're talking about the shirt, because I know his movement before, right? His movement, Kanye West, the same guy that was talking about Black lives and all of that stuff when George W. Bush, now is saying the White Lives Matter shirt, because we're talking about the shirt, right? So what I'm saying is, it's what the shirt represents behind the Black Lives Matter for you to now put a White Lives Matter movement shirt. White
Now
lives already
slow down,
matter.
no Naughty. Slow
Right.
down. Before his shirt said what?
What you mean?
Black Lives Matter? He had a Black Lives
No,
Matter, right?
Kanye West was
Okay.
fighting for Black lives, period, with George W. Bush
Okay,
and
okay, that's
everything.
what I'm
If you
saying.
go
That's what
back
I'm saying.
and see,
Kanye
uh-huh.
West was fighting for Black lives, right?
Most
Right? I know
yes,
how
you're
this man
correct.
think.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Now, in between the time of his Black Lives Matter shirt
Hmm.
and his White Lives Matter shirt,
That
did he
wasn't
wear
Black Lives Matter. That was
anything
No, it
that
wasn't a
said
Katrina.
it
fuck the
wasn't a Black
black
Lives
That
Matter
was
people?
shirt. It was just a
Katrina.
movement.
Anything to disregard the black movement? Nothing, right?
No,
So,
what I'm
okay,
saying,
No,
and
but
when
the
we
all lives.
represented Black Lives Matter, and now he's saying white lives matter, He's an all lives matter guy, right?
Exactly.
No,
Look, but
that's
look,
not.
all
That's
lives
not.
matter was born out of Black Lives Matter. The slogan was a slogan in a social movement in a response to like racism and violence perpetuated against
You're
Black people.
correct.
No, it
So it's the
wasn't.
whole
No.
slogan. It's not that all lives don't matter. It's just the fact of that was the white people's response to
Is he
something that
wrong for
And
we
it
saying?
wasn't
were,
white
But
Is
people's
he
it's the
wrong for?
response.
dilution of it to
or the
It was
dismiss
other
what we're going
conservatives'
through and the
response to
oppression
the
and what
Gucci.
happened with our people. That's what I'm saying. Not to say we're
historically
not
and in the
talking. We
modern
can't
era.
build
Okay,
nothing.
is it
We
I
wrong
see
can't
what
for
do
you're
him to
saying.
anything.
say?
We low at the low totem pole. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the dilution of that shirt to say that, hey, white lives matter when their lives already matter. They're here. They get more than everything. They do all whatever the fuck they want to
Yeah,
do.
But
well,
see,
that's
that's where
Kanye.
their
Okay,
argument
what
is.
Listen,
you mean
Kanye
Let
they
me
doing
do
say
Black
everything
Lives
this.
for the
Matter
Got
do?
or
them
White
white
Lives
people
Matter
to help
when
him pay
We here
his
too,
They do what
motherfucker.
they're
We
running the
do
show.
too. Shit,
White
the
people run
fuck?
it.
But here's the
what
thing: when
I'm
it comes
saying
They
to
do.
is
when
he
It's
it,
a
actually
everything
certain
doing it
that
Hey
other
yo,
discrimination.
hey
person that
yo,
he
hey
do
yo,
business with.
Naughty, hey Naughty, this
he
real
talking
shit.
about the response.
Listen, okay. I need y'all to understand that all lives matter shit. Let me tell y'all another place it came from. That Black Lives Matter shit was damn near finna kick off a revolt when motherfuckers was finna get on some bullshit,
Fact.
right? So that was the conversation. They're like, yo, just because this white cop killed this black dude, don't mean we need to start killing white people. What makes us
You're
no better than
absolutely
them?
correct. You're absolutely
So,
correct.
so from that comes all lives matter.
That
And I'm gonna be
fucking
real.
part.
I'm gonna be real. Listen, it's some Caucasian people, Asian people, Jewish people that I swear in New York, Naughty, I swear to God, my right-handed
Hmm.
guy is one person. It was two people rather. Is one person right now that has a key to my home. A Jewish man. I swear to God.
I knew you were gonna say that, Wack.
It's a
I believe
Jewish
it. I was
man
raised with
what
white
you
that
say?
has
people.
the
I went to
key to
all white
my
school.
home, and I'm gonna tell you why. He the only one I know without the benefit of the doubt ain't finna go fucking with my home unless I ask him to, or if I just fly out there and forgot my keys in LA, I could just stop by his home and pick up my spare set of keys. Right? I trust this man. This man, we've been doing business for 15 years. Right? I trust the man. What I'm saying, maybe because I'm a 77 baby born in Cali, I don't see black and white. I see people. And either you good or you bad. You for me or you against me. That's all I see.
Hey, but Wack, that's kind
So
of
When
my
I
That's
see a
only
all
group of
you
my
should
black
I
see.
see
people,
the same
That's
hey,
thing.
all
no,
That's
you
can
why
I
should
second.
I'm
be
see.
Hey,
honest
you know
with
what
arguing.
though?
you? If
question
I
Listen,
pull
I'm a
up
is
and
Hey,
I
person.
see
before
a
before
wait,
you say
wait.
that,
My only
if I
question before
pull
you
up and
cuss
I
me
see a crowd
out.
of black people,
My
I'm gripping my pistol. Swear to God.
that's
my
part of the
only question
oppression.
before you cuss me out
Don't
was
that ain't
Exactly.
part of the impression.
what's the
That's
need of
part
a
of
Talking
the
white
about
lives
reality,
a
We
matter
can't
buddy.
be
Persian man
scared
movement?
of
just
our
got
own
killed
people.
eating
Yes,
chicken and
The
waffles.
reality
What you
is that
talking about?
nigga white lives
but
do
Yeah,
matter, nigga.
Yeah,
We
Wack,
all
you
got
kind of
white
what's
All
the
of
lives.
They
them
like
need?
matter.
don't
But
say
what's
really,
the
J
that.
need
man.
for?
you bugging
But
on
what's
that
the
one.
Man,
need
fuck them
for a
white
movement
lives.
if they've already proven time and time again that they asses matter? They got all the motherfucking power in this country. What's the need for this movement?
Who got all the
No,
power in the
let,
That
let,
country?
let,
motherfucking
White
White
power
Naughty, you
white
know
belong
what?
to
lives,
the
Let
white
me
white
let me
lives.
say
white
this.
White
lives.
supremacy.
Hey, you know what though? That's
One
an
mic.
excuse. Hold on. That's an
How they
excuse.
got all the power when it's the
Excuse. This
white
has
people that's
That's
more
an
worse
what
than
you
the
mean
excuse,
black
excuse?
man.
people?
I'm
Just let
doing
me tell.
good.
Do you know how many
I don't
powerful
look at
black people
I
is
don't
in
walk
high
hold on
positions?
Hey
hold
yo,
on.
hey
Y'all know
yo,
how
hey
Don't
yo,
many
don't
black
spit
Paul.
on
people
your
help white
phone.
Hey
people do
Paul, I
shit?
hate to say this, and I love your energy,
Mm,
but the guy that we're having a discussion about, the black dude with the White Lives Matter shirt, the
mm-hmm.
nigga worth 12 billion.
Understood. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
so
So
like
don't
everybody
act
per
get
like we
capita,
ain't
like
in
the
exactly.
position in
ratio
this.
of white to black power in this country is completely imbalanced, and we all know that.
What do
We all
what
know
do
that.
Right.
imbalance got to do with anything?
It
They're
has
going.
to
It's
do
go.
with
It's going.
it has
Okay,
to do with
can
everybody in the
So you want the
let me
same amount? You
don't
want the?
ask me a
Let her
disingenuous
answer.
question and not let
I
me
hate to
answer.
say it,
Hold on,
the
but don't
Black
can
Lives
hold
Matter
on.
movement got robbed by black people.
That's a
I didn't want to
fact.
There
go
you
there.
go. There you
That's
go.
I was just
100%
It
gonna
is.
say,
Yeah,
fact.
I
nigga,
didn't
if you
want to
My
talk
go
only
about
there.
real shit,
Hey,
question,
yo, let Paula
my
Lane.
only question that has not been
Patrice got
Go
answered,
ahead,
mad real
Paula
my
C.
estate.
only question that has not been answered is what's the need for a White Lives Matter movement if they good to go?
It ain't
But
no movement.
we all fuck
All
up.
lives matter was a
Hey, you
counter.
know this what I'm
All
gonna
lives
say.
matter was a counter. It was conservatives counter towards the dumb Black Lives Matter shit that they knew was gonna get raped by the people that
You're
organized
not
it.
answering the question, though.
Got raped like a
You're
motherfucker.
not
You're not
answering
answering
the
the
got
question.
12
question.
You're not
million
answering the
views.
So
question,
they just
though.
make cute little T-shirts for no
You're not
reason.
answering the
Patrice
question. You're
Cullor
still.
got
Say
12.
that they're trying to say that they're
For
not being
Kanye to be doing White
appreciated.
Lives Matter, he's stepping fetch nigga for the.
He pushed the Black Lives Matter movement first.
And he worth
Right,
If he
by
12
would
the.
have
bill.
pushed
And he
White
worth
Lives Matter
12
movement
billion.
first, I'm with you.
Okay,
Kanye
this is
West pushed the
Portia.
Black Lives movement first, then he come with the White Lives Matter. I'm pretty sure after that, it's gonna be all lives matter.
Well, black
But
and
the
white in
reason
the
So what
why.
do
Bible.
you think the shit? Okay,
But
so
the
Wack,
Well,
reason
what do
Mike,
you
why.
don't
think
The
the
cap.
shit
reason why they
happened?
had.
White people buy
Okay,
Yeezys.
first of
Well,
all,
Mike,
Also,
I don't
y'all not
agree
gonna
with.
own up the fact
Hey,
that
let me say
Candace
this real
Owens had
fast.
the shirt on.
Let me
Candace
say this
Owens
real.
took a picture with it.
on cap.
Hey,
Let it
let
on
me say this
cap.
real fast. I don't agree with the Black Lives Matter organization because I think they take the black man out of the equation. So when I'm speaking about Black lives, it's on black people, period. But the reason why they even had a term of Black Lives Matter because Black lives didn't. We always had to fight to get what we wanted. We was felt like we was being oppressed. We wasn't getting advantages or anything like that. So when Kanye says white lives matter, the reason why Paul is asking that question is because white people are not in the same condition as black people to have a movement
Why
called
you
White
keep
Lives
saying
Matter.
that, bro?
They have
Because it's
They
generational
true.
got white
wealth.
They're
people
not.
that's
It's true.
homeless.
They're not
Wait,
not
they
10 rich
got white
niggas at the
people that's
top.
homeless.
We
They
talking about the
got white
majority
people
of
that's
us.
If you
dope
go,
fiends.
And
but if
Wait,
you
wait,
go
they
as,
got
but
white
if you
people
go
that's
per
dope
capita,
fiends.
It's white
White
people
if you
that's
people
go,
in
doing
trailer
worse
parks.
than black people.
and
No,
no,
the
they're
other
not.
White
thing
Listen,
people
is
in
listen.
trailer
It
Let me tell
parks.
you
is
Brother,
something.
white
White
If you
brother
people
people
just
take
in
doing
a
made
worse
an
than
prison.
percentage,
Okay,
black
explosive
people. I
let's
argument.
debunk
He
that.
just said
Let's
you
that.
gotta
debunk
take
that.
your.
There's
Can I say
more.
something?
No. There's more white people in America than black people. So of course there's more white
Right.
people on welfare than black people.
Like
But
three
per
times more.
capita, black people are on welfare more
We're
so
Man,
than
10%
fuck
of
the
the
per
Asia.
We're
capita.
10% of the
Right.
We
population,
all
but
got
we're
the
number
same
one in
It's
addiction.
300.
Number
It's
one.
Okay, can
330 million. It's
I please say
330
something?
million
Can I
people
please
There's
say
living
no.
out the
something?
more
experience, and
white
it's about
This
people
Well,
is
on
Mike, who's that
welfare
want to
than
speak?
there is
this
Yo,
is
black
Sister want to
people.
let
Portia.
me get in there.
This is
Whack. Let me get
Portia.
Wait,
in
wait,
there.
I'm
wait.
trying
That
to.
Portia, bro. Hey, that Portia speak, bro.
Yeah, I just want to just make a few corrections. So the reason why this is extremely problematic because not only does it reaffirm and propagates the message of white supremacy, but we all know that as a collective, when we're talking about disparity, that black people have often been victims of socioeconomic conditions. So, as a collective, although our income, individual income, is fine, our collective wealth is projected to be at zero by 2043. So, this is why it's a problem. Not only is it a problem economically, but now we have to adjust policies that put us at a disadvantage as well, which doesn't recognize us as human. And not only that, but we know that the justice system have exposed where black people are not being held at fair trial as well because there are policies that protect white people. So when we talk about this message of white lives matter, we've seen time and time again throughout generations where white lives have mattered not only not only economically, but as a collective, but also in policies as well. So this is just reaffirming white supremacy, and it's a dangerous message given that the climate that we're in. And I land.
Whack. Let me respond to her real quick. Let me respond to her real quick.
Portia, you know everybody's not a white supremacist.
Let me respond to her real quick.
Yeah, make sure you keep it respectful. That's my
I
sister
am.
right
I
there.
am. She made three. She said three things. She talked about a wealth gap. She talked about the prison system, and she talked about I think she said like legislation. She didn't use the word
There you
legislation,
go. Respond to her.
but here go my point. Everything that she's pointing out is there's going to be disparities. Period. There's always going to be disparities. There's 330 million people in America. There's about 40 million to 50 million black people, and there's more white people. If there was equal white people, if white people and black people were equal in numbers, there's still going to be disparities. So when you say stuff like Kanye's worth 12 billion, but there's more white people that's worth 50 billion XYZ, there's going to be disparities, and that disparity is not contributed to the fact that somebody was held back. Maybe they just didn't want to do that. Like, I deliver mail. People sit around and talk all day about how bad delivering mail is. Well, mailmen made 200,000 last year gross working during the pandemic. It's people that throw mail in the trash and won't do the job, and then talking about they gonna go work for themselves and do all of that. Some people want to work for themselves to make 100K or 150K. Some people don't mind working for other people. That's a disparity right there. That don't mean that I'm less than because I'm not working for myself. Like, y'all, everything that I'm hearing that people are saying is white supremacy and all of this stuff, you guys have been indoctrinated. I hate to say it. They teach this stuff in school. During the pandemic, I'm listening to the teacher tell my kid that America shouldn't have no homeless people because we got the highest defense budget. They teaching kids this bullshit, and they grow up thinking that they don't have the same opportunities, all this bullshit. You can do anything in America. I'm
So
teaching myself now
I do,
plumbing. I'm teaching myself plumbing and electric. And you know how I'm teaching it?
out of
Because I'm paying
curiosity,
attention. When I deliver mail, I walk up on abandoned houses. So I learned how to do a roof by observing the fucking abandoned houses that I deliver mail to. So I'm about to
yeah,
start doing contracting work on
yeah,
the
we're not
side.
talking about stuff like that. So obviously, WAC is very
But
successful.
you
I'm
know
Portia,
what? Let me let
successful.
me let me elaborate though.
hold
So
on,
I'm
Y'all
hold
making
on, J Mac.
excuses. Y'all
Portia,
making
yes,
excuses.
yes, sir.
hey Portia, do you agree that? Listen, I'm not gonna disagree with back in them days what went on with our people didn't go on, but I will also say part of us, part of our movement involved some of those white people that helped us, right? I don't, escaping whatever it was, right? And even today, I'm gonna say, listen, because I've been to prison. Them white boys ain't no walk in the park because they in that motherfucker deep. He's in there, he'll tell you, they in there, right? Them white boys is in prison, right? They
White boys are
locking their
definitely
ass
in
up
prison, working
and they
out
booking
areas.
their ass for drug crimes and robberies like they booking us, right? And even on the streets, right? We're all out here. It's good and bad on both sides, but it's just the opportunity. Portia, you do a lot of business. I don't know how many doors been shut on you because you was black. You may have had more doors shut on you because you was a female before you was black, right? But
Love.
I'm just saying
So
today, because that shit exists too. Motherfuckers are like, disregard the female who put in her bid because it's men. They do that punk shit. I done seen it happen. Right? I know it because they was about to give me a situation that rightfully should have went to a woman, and because I knew that, I bagged up and let her get it. I just didn't feel right about it, right? But I'm saying in today's age, I just don't feel like we said, well, you white people, y'all had more better years than us, and it should be fuck y'all and about us. Not over here, not in America. Maybe if we was in Africa, yeah, but not over here in this melt pot. I
And
don't.
and and
That
just
so
to
mentality is
elaborate to
crazy.
what you said,
so I'm in finance. I just want to clear something up because I just want to make a lot of people aware of what's happening. So we're not talking about individual successes. What you guys
Yeah,
are talking about is very anecdotal. We're talking about a collective issue, right?
of course.
So what I'm saying is, right now, as we speak, there's an entire documentary on how AI, which is algorithms, right, of oppression. There's an entire book and a documentary about algorithms of oppression, where if you Google right now, a beautiful woman, right, it's going to be white women that show up. There are unconscious biases because I do this work in real life. I'm part of diversity, equity, and inclusion at my university. You see it time and time again in our algorithms where there's an over policing in our neighborhoods, where there are resumes. Say your name is Jaquan, where the resume would actually deny you. There's a system that it goes through. It would deny you a position all because of your name. What I'm saying is, culturally speaking, black people have a very unique experience culturally. Our language is different, our swag is different, And so there's nothing in this world that would basically understand us and how and our unique experiences, because white supremacy or Eurocentric ideas or westernized society wants to continue to prop things up. I really want to encourage people to read Dr. Amos Wilson and go to YouTube and look at those about problem solving and answers, where we have been conditioned to solve white people's problems and not our own. So when we're talking about things like redlining, we're talking about where in the medical field, this is real data. You have 500,000 black men and women who die in the hands of doctors because it is said to believe that, one, we exaggerate pain, two, because they have this antiquated idea that we are physically able to handle pain, and that we don't need dialysis as fast as many patients need dialysis. And there are computer systems, because of unconscious biases, right, and racism, and they're being computed in our algorithm. So this stuff is real. We're talking about addressing anti-blackness. Now, I'm not saying that, it's because white people are evil. I'm not going to be that militant. All I'm saying is there are things that has to be addressed as it pertains to anti-blackness. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, now let me speak. I've been cut off. Now check this out. I understand what you're saying, and no disrespect. I want to relay
And
this. I
she's
think
right.
that black
I
women
Googled
need to in
beautiful women and white
2022.
women popped up. She right.
I think in 2022, a lot of black women need to come back to the black men, because when we tell you guys, like WAC is trying to share something with you of building a man strong. It's always an argument. It's always when a
Wait,
man is
hold on,
building,
J
This
he
is
Mac.
don't
Wait,
getting
want to
J
hear.
Mac.
personal. God
Oh,
damn.
Hey,
wait. Black women need to come back to the worthy black men.
Speak on it.
Yeah,
Period,
yeah.
Wag. Thank you.
There you
Yeah, let's
go.
put that in there. Not just a black man, because you may be part of the problem, nigga. She don't need to go back to a abuser, a motherfucking nut motherfucker. Like,
Because
fuck
you
all
got a
that.
But
Lamborghini.
Think of that
But I
thing.
wanted
Right.
I wanted to speak on what Portia said, like real quick, just really quickly, and say that by her breaking down those numbers, that's literally an example of systematic oppression. Whereas you may not see it day to day, but studies have shown that because of your name, that you can get denied a job, or the hiring manager will say, "Oh, we don't want to look at you," or there's literally machines if you apply online and they'll decline it automatically. That's a
That's
part of
how would
systematic
a
oppression.
place
So we
like
may
that
not be
ever
hanging
have
from
black
trees.
employees though?
We hold on. We may not be hanging from trees, but we still do have a disadvantage as far as generational wealth in this country, as far as all types of shit. We do have a disadvantage, and
And
I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we need to let that keep us down, because obviously I don't believe that shit either. But we do have to call a spade a spade. It's not a feeling, it's a fact, right?
Now,
That
you
has
said
nothing
That
to
that's
do with
not a
and at
fact,
education.
first
because
It's
you
a
don't
fact.
succeed,
you just said that
you
you can't get
try
a
and
job
try
because of your
again.
Yo,
name.
you
What
heard
job
him?
can't you
Hey,
get
hold
because of your
on, but
name?
we can't breeze past the fact that what the another thing the sister said, which was heavy, was about the health, the medical field. How even black women, they get treated to where they don't even get like the pregnant women who haven't birth. More black women die on the surgical tables, like during births. You know what I'm saying? Get less care in the medical field. Now this ain't got nothing to do with finance. This is
Facts.
Doesn't.
this is
Black or
strictly
white thing. The
psychological.
pro-
Nah, it's
It
definitely
is.
it's
That
Not
definitely
is
a
a
no
black
black
and
or
black and
white
white.
thing.
white
It
thing.
The
is.
whole
Nigga,
Definitely,
what
it's
you
reason
talking
they
definitely a
about?
You
get
need
black
to
the
be
and white
more
thing.
abortion.
Hold
research
on.
into
The
that,
whole
bro.
reason they get abortion is so white women can have more
One
babies,
mic.
not black women.
Like
Real
that's
quick.
a literal fact. They had studies on it,
Yeah,
bro.
they did.
Real quick. Real
Hold
quick.
on, bro. One mic too much. Just the flow too crazy.
When they're talking about the medical thing, there are medical journals that black women endure more pain. That's the reason why they don't pay attention to them that much. That's the reason why black women been dying on the table. That's why they've been trying to change it. So trying to say that it's not racial is stupid and benign.
And
I
that's the
just, I
part of
just said, I just
systematic
said,
Straight
oppression.
up,
pharmaceutical
Will.
companies
The
don't care
fuck?
about nobody, and I said that that's not, I said that that's not a racial issue. Pharmaceutical companies,
Oh,
or
that,
excuse me, the medical industry will leave anybody to die. Dog, I
but
got a
that is
hernia.
though.
Dog, I got a hernia, and my doctor told me to get a surgery for it, bro. A
But
hernia is
look,
just a
Bro,
fucking
you
form of
That's
black.
not
What are
you
you
true,
talking
black.
What
about?
are
bro.
you talking
This is what I'm
about?
saying, bro.
white
Like
people,
that,
Bro,
bro.
it's
Nine people
literal
that I know
surgery.
Bro,
got the
hey,
fucking
bro, be
it
surgery.
quiet,
don't
bro.
White
matter
people
what
get
Be
it
your
too,
quiet, bro.
bro.
experience is. We got to look at
Y'all
the
Be
not
like,
data
listening. White people
overall.
It's
get the
literal
fucking surgery.
studies Hey, about y'all, this, we gotta bro. go one mic at a time, y'all. One mic at a
one
time.
mic.
Bro,
Look, it's literal studies about this, bro. They literally say that the black woman does too much, or they try to say that we do crazy, or we exaggerate. That's what they said in the video I watched. They say we exaggerate, so the women be dying on the table when they be asking for they be saying they hurt. They don't
if a
Healthy
black if a
women.
black
And
woman
let's
dies on
stress.
the table
Hold
and the
on,
doctor don't, the
sir. I
doctor
think
not
do
doing what
you
he's
do you
supposed to be
read books,
doing.
Uncle
sir?
Ruckus,
Because
chill
that's
out
I
for a
don't
crazy.
even.
second.
I
You
don't
need
think
to,
he
yeah, you need
understands
to
what a
chill
study
out. He's
is.
not
I
getting
don't
it.
think he understands what a study is.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think he does.
He
For
thinks it's an
half is a
opinion.
these are
study.
He thinks
actual
it's an
these
opinion.
are actual studies from professionals. These are people that have gone out.
And
This is
professionals
both white. Hold on. This is
professionals
but
don't.
wait. Since you like white people so much, white people have even done the same studies and admitted that there's a disadvantage. This is not something we're pulling out our ass. These
That's
are
right.
That's
documentaries
right.
that are
Because if you
on
believe it's
Netflix
always
talking about
been
it.
more of them, she's not lying.
Black
Yeah,
women are
they
dying.
just
Black women are
changed.
dying in childbirth, and they're literally begging white women to have children by way of the abortion laws being overturned.
And then on top of that,
Oh,
even in the
don't think I'm about to get
policy that's
clipped. I'm getting
passed, like
clipped
the
right
dress
now. Girl,
codes in the
bye.
schools are anti-black to make sure your kids can't even wear hair the way their hair naturally grows. You had to pass a law to even allow black women to be able to wear their natural hair
Facts.
without having to have policies built against them, not only in school but in the workplace. Matter of fact, your diction, the way you speak, you walk into a corporate white or a white only space or predominantly white space, sounding black, they're already dismissing what's coming out of your mouth, even after look at your skin color. Like, it's literally built in to the fabric of America. It is the fabric of America. Even the infrastructure out here in LA, the 10 highway is a separation of where you see opportunity and where you also find black folk. Like, racism is divided just along the infrastructure in America. Matter of fact, there's the highway in New York on Long Island that goes out there. They literally built the bridges too small so that buses couldn't travel through, so where black folk wouldn't be able to go out to places like in the Hamptons to be able to relax with the white folk. You would have to have a car. Well, back in those days, black folk didn't have cars. Like, literally, we are talking about systemic oppression. So just because a few of us have made it, and thank God, fantastic. But collectively, you got to keep in mind that the average black family has 1/10 the wealth of the average white family. Like there's so many things that are built in that still say that oppression is real. And but that does not mean you quit. You got to persevere. You just gonna have to work a little bit harder, and we got to hope that we can keep pushing. Hopefully that we can make things a little bit better bit by bit. This Drew Comments. I'm done talking.
I'm a
Can I
woman. I'm a
can I
Good
woman, so I
comments,
won't
Drew.
say
Praise
much.
Hey,
But what I
praise
will
God.
say is
I,
calling a spade is not feeling sorry for yourself. Is understanding the cards you dealt with and knowing how to maneuver through it.
Right.
speak on.
Digital Pit Boss says he's a part of, I guess, Kanye's camp and we have it all wrong. Did you want to speak? He's been writing in the chat. I don't know if you wanted to come off your mic, Digital Pit
Well, he
Boss.
said, man, that
Not
nigga ain't
digital.
part of no Kanye camp. That nigga lying. That's my homie, man. Stop
Hey,
lying.
wait a minute, Wack. Hold up.
What do you mean you part of Kanye's camp, bro? Don't come
Right.
up with that
Okay,
bullshit.
so let me ask you this then, since you say I'm not, right? So when you was over there going in on Kanye, did I not put you on the phone with
With who?
Malik Youssef?
That nigga.
What you mean, who is that nigga?
Who is Malik Youssef?
Well, if you don't know who Malik Youssef is, then how you know who anybody is in Kanye
Well, you
camp?
gotta remember, bro, my dealing with Kanye.
Wax
You
in the
went out,
Matrix.
Wack.
is it me or is Wax phone went out or something?
Yeah,
Hello?
I
Can
had to
y'all hear
I
me?
He
had to
probably
mute him.
driving
I
Yeah,
through a
had to
bad
mute him.
after
area.
this, I definitely have some clips I would like to play. Most definitely.
Share the room, everybody.
Can I make a comment real quick?
Because Naughty come with
No.
facts.
Hey,
You had to do
I
real
don't
quick,
see how the
Man,
message
you had to
is
No.
do
from an
wrong
Android.
when he's in
Since
proximity to
Wack,
Most
Candace
definitely.
Owens.
hey, let me say this
you
because
had to mute.
yeah, I
Shut
grew
up.
up with Wack, all of that, right? And matter of fact, I got the first interview with Wack
Malik
Green.
ain't dictate nothing over here. Kanye pulled up on me by himself. He ain't been
No,
on
no.
them
Hey,
jets with me.
Whack. You
He
was in the
ain't.
Matrix.
He
You was in the
Whack, you
Matrix
were
the
in the
whole
Matrix.
time.
We didn't
listen.
hear anything.
Yo, listen. My introduction to Kanye is Kanye calling my phone and pulling up on me by himself as a man. Who had Nets with me. He wasn't out there with Elon with me. That nigga didn't go to motherfucking Europe with us. That motherfucker wasn't in the studio. We was making music. And we got a huge situation I'm doing right now direct with him. So whoever that dude is, that's
Okay,
cool.
so
But that nigga ain't been part of
so let
you
me
know.
say this to you, Wack. Right? It's not about the moves that you're making. We talking
Oh, you
about
talking about like whoever this nigga is, the beginning and the end of
hold
Kanye,
on,
bro.
Wack. Hold on, Wack. So so we're not talking about what you're doing right now, right? Because when the conversation went down, it was 4 or 5 years ago, right? And you was smashing on Kanye, talking about you got homies in living in this neighborhood, right?
Nigga, that's
I
when he
got the
said
call.
something to Ray J about 6 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
hold on though, hold
That's
on.
when he
Fill me
did a
up.
weird ass cover with Ray J in the bed with a
I,
bunch of men, right?
I get it. But what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
you
I
wanna
got the
fuck around, I
call
would smash.
I got the call about you. And so I told him, yeah, I put him on the phone with y'all.
Yeah, but
I
you know
put you
what?
on the
Kanye
phone,
didn't
right?
even tell him to call. He was cloud chasing.
I mean, you could play it how you want because you don't know who
That
he is still.
himself to call through you, bro, 6 years ago.
Okay, but here's the deal, right? So rather you understand the connection of how him and Kanye get down. That's you could go do your Google search. You
Connection to
seem to be.
Kanye, bro.
Yeah, well, if you the only person, I'm assuming
I
the
ain't the
music
only
industry.
person. This one thing I
I'm
do
talking
know.
about in the music
Don't not one
industry.
man or no
Yeah, but
entity
but but
go
this
that.
but this was 6 years ago, Whack, and we was doing this. You
Yeah,
act like
but
I
you
ain't been
ain't part of
around as
you in the
long as you.
chat. Yo, Ebony.
That Sheik, is that the Sheik guy?
Wait, Ebony, you there? Ebony, Ebony, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Just so you know, this is Lil Hussein big brother. This nigga from Pacoima. This nigga on some other shit. This
I mean, you
right
can
here, this
say that,
nigga
Whack.
from
But
Pacoima.
first of all,
She
I've been
from
on this shit
Pacoima.
for years,
Yeah,
right?
this Lil Hussein big brother. This nigga
Oh
right
Okay, so
wow.
so listen
I'm just
though,
telling
because
you,
What?
this
I've
nigga
been
I
doing the
shouldn't
Candice.
even
music
brought him
industry.
up. I ain't even know. I'm
Oh, he
thinking he was
alright.
on
It's the
some
homie,
other
but he
shit.
be talking
What you
crazy.
mean you shouldn't have brought me up? You
I'm
gonna say
saying you
something
said
that
you was a part of Kanye's camp, so I'm thinking you had
how you
something,
know?
to really add
Wait,
to the
hold up.
conversation.
You just said I'm Lil Boo saying big brother, and then you followed that up with I shouldn't have brought him up.
I'm
Nah, cause you
saying
tapped
for the
to her, nigga.
content.
Yeah,
You don't
you
Can
know
I?
what the
led her
fuck
to
I'm over
believe.
here
Maybe
doing.
on
I'm
another
part of
stage, but
Dungeon
right
Family.
now it's
I
just
can run the
yeah.
motherfucking list of how many
Let it, he
motherfuckers I'm
gonna
a
have his
part of.
if
What is you
Can I
talking
say
about?
this
Simon, go ahead,
question?
You don't even
Simon.
know who I am. Other
Simon,
than
go ahead, Simon.
That's Boo saying brother. Yeah, I know you know me, Whack. But I ain't even tripping on that. I
Daddy
really just wanted,
together.
you can say
That's
I am
Paul
or
Rule.
say I'm not.
What you
Like you
mean,
running
nigga?
around the industry with me.
But
You
she
ain't
out
running
there
around
with
the
you,
industry
nigga.
with
She
me.
really she in your backyard. She
Yeah,
out
well,
there with you,
I'm
nigga.
all over the place. I ain't just in Atlanta, nigga.
But
I'm
nigga,
all over the
you know
place.
what I mean by when I say she out
Yeah,
there with you.
yeah. I
Come on.
get you, but here's what I'm saying, right? Because I've been around the music industry. Am I lying or am I telling the
No,
truth, right? Okay, because
you
I
gave me
got
my
many of
first real
videos. I
estate
got
deal in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I
Do
got
that again,
many of
Wack.
documentation. As you
Huh?
say, bring the receipts. I got plenty of that. So
He
you know
said,
what I'm saying? I'm
No, he
all
is
over the
who he
place.
is who he is. The nigga knew me before I knew me. He knew me when I had boogers in my nose and I was three
Right.
years
I
old.
mean, I'm happy. I'm impressed with how you move through it and
He
do what
knew
you
he
do.
know
I ain't even
me. Like
tripping.
he knew the little nigga riding around, the nigga throwing rocks, the nigga that started football, the nigga that started gang banging, the nigga that went to prison. He
Right.
know our
And I showed
daddies,
you nothing but
our
love all the way
daddies
through it.
smoked crack together. His
Come
daddy
on,
and
man. You
my
done already ran
granddaddy
that on.
robbed white
You
bars
done already
together.
ran that
He know
Whack on
everything
5
about me,
shows.
but you don't not know nothing about Kanye Camp. Stop
No,
capping.
Okay,
not
so
the
I
you
crack.
say
love
that, right?
Black
You say
Ghetto
that,
ass.
right?
Not the
You
crack.
say that, right? But
Oh no, no, no!
I
I'm
Right.
gonna
put the
keep it
phone call.
100. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I
If
put
y'all
the
ever
phone
want
call.
to do, listen. He he got Rambo beat. If y'all get him and Rambo on the same stage, all about WACK 100, them niggas know me from crawling to now. Came
Right.
front.
Well,
You know.
let me just lay my little plane, and then y'all take it for
Go
what you
ahead,
want.
digital pit boss.
So yeah, thank you much, Cash. I mean, WACK100. It's all good though. I mean, I'm happy that you supporting 1,000 people online, helping them grow and doing what it do. You already know. I be in your room. I don't never say nothing. So for me to
But
jump
that's
on
your
here and speak.
problem, you nigga.
I mean,
Shit.
I ain't got no problem with it. I'm just saying, I
You
just
should
come
come
in
up
to
more
listen
often and speak.
and this and that and the third, right? But the particular topic that y'all talking on, I come up out that conscious community with Captain Tazariak off Sonetta TV and all that shit.
Cap
2000.
on the flow.
Yeah, I know. He know who I am. But I'm saying I got 2,000 videos
Bro, what's
going
up, bro?
in on these political topics. What's up with you, Cap? Shout out to you, big dog. But
Mika, put your badge on before I hear Rocky's mouth. Please, go ahead.
But
Oh
here's the
my
deal, right?
gosh.
Just to move off the fact that forget that I'm part of Kanye camp. That ain't really what I was trying to come on and talk about. I really was interested in how y'all figured that he pulling the political stunt by pushing the White Lives Matter, right? So when you understand the political game, there's only two sides on the board. You either gonna be pushing socialism, Marxism, and communism, as the lady spoke earlier about what she was studying in school, which is a break off of that paradigm, or you're gonna jump on the other side and you're gonna be pushing conservatism, Republican, dialect and whatever they pushing out of there. And so we dealt with this in 1,000 videos online. All them books you talking about, we got extensive videos going in on all those books. And here's the deal: the White Lives Matter paradigm that he pushing is just a political ploy to basically neutralize the Black Lives Matter doctrine, because the Black Lives Matter doctrine is based on Marxism and socialism. That's what the lady Patricia Cullors said, that she was a trained Marxist. So when she came on the board, she was pushing identity politics, and so it's a reversal of that. And as you get ready to see Kanye speak it, and then you're gonna watch it filter out through the Republican Party as they start to neutralize the Black Lives Matter paradigm that they was pushing, because we getting ready to go back into that political party. And it's not this midterms that they gearing up for. They gearing up for the 2024. So they putting the dialogue out there to create the momentum. That's all I wanted to say.
So you think it's a play?
Took you
It's a
longer.
political play, just like Black Lives Matter was a political play. See, when the Black Lives Matter came along, I was over there with Hashim and Zinga and the new Black Panther Party when they popped up on the scene. Now they already had stripes in the game 20 years coming out of Khalid Muhammad. So when they seen Black Lives Matter pop up, they wasn't rocking with that. They didn't look at that as no political movement that's been on the ground doing things. And then overnight, George Soros dropped 25 million in them, and then they move on the scene. Well, what they understand about being a political organization, just to have 500 bodies standing in front of a building with signs and t-shirts and bottled waters takes money. A lot of money just to move that many people to a particular area. And Black Lives Matter out the jump was able to put people in several cities and start their campaign. And then it was being led by the Alphabet crew, which at the particular time had not yet entered into the Black revolutionary mode. Not as far as an organization on the ground. So we knew that was a fraud from day one. And so, to get to this point where you say, oh, they stole the money. Well, the money was never theirs anyway. It was never Black people who gave them the money anyway. They were just a political ploy for the same group I would say is oppressing us, which to me is the Democratic Party, because the oppression is in our neighborhoods, and all our neighborhoods reside in Democrat areas. And that's where the game goes down. When we grew up in Pacoima, we was up under the Foothill Police Department, and we was up under a full Democratic Party. So all the oppression we felt that we call racism, white supremacy, that came directly from Democrats.
Preach.
They just don't do it. They just don't do it on camera.
Okay, now watch this. Because your father was different from my father. That nigga fucked up in the streets, but he didn't turn his house into a dope house, right? Now, outside of the meal last, when he started getting in trouble, did the police just ever come kick your door in for no reason?
Man, our door got kicked in 25 times. You know, my
For what?
brother was super
Well, no,
gangster.
we talking about before he started doing. He started doing. Uh-uh.
I
We
mean, they
going
were kicking it in with my father. They were
Lil
kicking
Boo
it in
saying.
with my brothers. No, before Lil Boo sang, my oldest brother was the G.
Okay, so here go the thing, right? And I say this all the time. My neighbors, they ain't had no problems. Nigga, you know, nigga, son, our spot was a spot. You know what I'm saying? You know that. Nigga, our spot was a spot. So
Oh no,
I
y'all
don't look
y'all
at
had it
I don't
cracking.
look at the police as like, yo, they was fucking with us. Nigga, it's cat and mouse. Nigga, we selling dope. My mama selling dope. My brother selling dope. My daddy selling dope. Everybody selling dope, right? So I don't say, oh, it's the motherfucker we doing wrong, so they gonna come address the wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, but my neighbor, I don't know if they was calling us or not. They ain't never got fucked with, right? So I just be like, we blaming shit on people and we doing shit to attract that attention. Now, Simon, when I came to Georgia, and you said, come out here, nigga, it's some real estate, I got the plug, and you gave me them long list of houses, and I went on a rampage buying up shit. Didn't nobody tell me I couldn't buy nothing because I was black, did they?
We did an all black deal. Everything through the deal was black. Black, black, you know,
The attorney, everything,
the
right?
attorneys, the mortgage lenders, the bank, everybody was black.
And that's the Klan stronghold, George.
So what I'm saying is I get it, but I just be like, I don't know. I be like, bro, like,
But see, the
my
way
nigga,
they
I
playing
can't.
the oppression is not, it's not like the skin color of the person. That's why when we talk about identity politics, when we talk
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah.
socialism, Marxism, that is the oppression. That is the racism that you talking about. See, like for instance, Wack, you can't legally ride around the average citizen in Los Angeles with a gun. So that means
Oh
the
no.
criminal gonna have to get one. The gangbanger, he got to keep his, right? Every homie I know
Yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting
yeah.
caught with it than
Right.
without it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So now if some shit go down, right? The average nigga that's fully out there really tearing shit up, he got certain times of the day he can't have that weapon on him. It might be over in the bushes, it might be whatever, but it can't be right on
Yeah,
him
yeah,
because
yeah,
he
yeah.
operating in a way where he know they gonna pull up. And so he, you know how a nigga is. Nigga know when to get it and when to have it and where he gonna go with that thing, right? But just on GP, you get caught with that bullshitting, that's 5 years off the muscle.
Off the
So
rip.
so only the gangsters is every nigga I know. You stay with one, the other niggas stay with one, right? They gonna stay with it. So now the
You saying they
citizen.
put laws in place to keep us in a trick bag?
Well, I'm saying like think about I'm gonna mention what they call him. I ain't gonna say his name, but CW out there right in Texas, right? So
Yep.
Texas just removed all the gun laws, right? In Georgia, we don't
Oh yeah.
have no gun law. You don't need to go register. All you got to
No
do is
shit.
buy your shit and get to rolling, right?
Oh,
In
that's
in
crazy.
in Alabama, don't need no gun. So here's the deal, right? I'm going to pump gas. I see a female pull up in a BMW. She bend over to do her tank. I see a pink 9mm, and she on her way to work. So now, if the gangbanger pull up into this parking lot and he got an issue with his enemy, and she happened to be standing on the side, she liable to pull that shit out and hit you from a different direction. Who knows? But I know this in Georgia, you better think twice if you come up in any kind of public situation because it's multiple guns. So now if you know it's like that little incident that just happened with the rapper out there in Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, nobody got a gun but him. But if he was in Georgia at a Waffle House, it's 100 motherfuckers with a gun, and they might let you get away. They might start shooting at you. It's the individual. But we living in districts where the Republicans run this shit. So wherever the Republicans is at, they saying, look, the gun represent protection from tyranny. Regardless of what the politics talking about, that's the reason why you can have the gun for the last resort of tyranny. But y'all ain't felt tyranny yet. But as we start pushing these democratic policies, they removing your freedom inch by inch until they got you. And then when they got you, they gonna drop the full hammer on you, and you gonna realize I'm a fucking slave. I done fucked up and voted for my own enslavement.
Damn, that's cold. They don't
But
see
so
it.
Whack,
So the
something.
question
whack,
Wait,
is,
something.
whack.
Wait one second,
so
Shorty.
Worst
Zach,
Something
cities in
significant was
America is
said.
democratic cities,
Wait, something
democratic
significant
states.
was said. So you spoke on, like you never gotten discriminated against when you purchased your home, right? And it seems like it's only when you're in a particular tax bracket that these rules don't somewhat necessarily apply for the most part. Because what about people that are applying for loans, black people that get denied? Wells Fargo just did a settlement for $175 million because they was denying 53% of their black applicants, right? So like if you got the cash, yeah, cash talk, bullshit walk. But when in cases of like your credit is good, you have stable income, et cetera, but you're still being denied loans and like for home ownership and shit. Like it really is an uphill battle.
and I
Okay,
do want. Can
so
I wait? Can I say
oh,
this
I'm
really
sorry.
quickly? I just want to play this clip. That's another form of
You
white
should
supremacy, and I
respond
want
to
to play
that
another
though
form
first,
of.
Naughty, before we move on to your clip.
You said what?
I wanted Digital or Wax to respond to that before you moved on to
Oh,
the clip.
okay, my bad. Seem
Right.
like you on.
Well, okay, so
And real quick before you respond, guns in the South, guns aren't registered in most states except for New York and California. So saying that they
There's
get
no law
registered,
that
that's
you have to have a registered gun, that you got to register your gun in California.
Illinois
It's
too.
hard as hell to register a gun in New York. You must be a Jew.
Okay, now
Tennessee don't got
somebody
no gun
speak
registry.
towards the disadvantages that people have with home ownership loans, or fuck it.
okay, no,
Well,
I'm gonna answer
I,
it because
I also, as a remedy, I also encourage people to not only march, but please go to the Senate.gov and look at bills being passed right in front of us. I think that people should study policy. It's one of my goals is to get a PhD in public policy. I think that we should start lobbying and start reading and understanding the language, because it's also a language barrier too. That I feel as a collective, we are very ignorant and not privy to that language. And I landed.
Hey, let that man
okay,
answer
so
that lady asked the question.
right, I'm gonna get to
Did
it
you hear
right now.
Paula? Whack, is he there?
I think his phone is
Yeah,
in the
but
matrix.
Digital can speak to it because they were both talking about it.
Oh,
Okay, so right now, over here in like the Atlanta region, they're running a commercial. I believe the commercial is going out to a few states where they're offering people of color, because it ain't just blacks. They calling us color as far as multiple groups, right? That they have a no credit check loans for homes right now. But here's the deal, right? And when WAC come back, he can speak to this because I brought WAC out to Atlanta. I think it was 2005, and we bought 30 homes, right? This was his early days of blowing up, and he was, official at the time. So I brought him, and then he brought 20 more people, right? So what's happening is the economy, the housing economy, is at the verge of cracking. So right at this verge where we could go into an economic collapse, right? And the reason why when we do go into economic collapse, this time around, you're not going to see the real estate market drop because they're bringing in immigrants that they're going to fill all homes being sold. They're still going to be sold even in an economic collapse. Where in the last time when we had an economic collapse, the houses went underwater. This time, we're going to lose the economy, but the real estate market going to maintain some miraculous way. But they're giving out loans for overpriced homes, and they're not doing any more credit checks. Back then, we call it adjustable rate mortgages, where you could have told me you was a truck driver. I said, oh yeah, you make 400,000. And now I'm about to start getting you loans. I was doing 2 loans a week for WAC. I would close 3 loans before the first one go through and banging them through. But the laws were set up for us to abuse the system like that. Now, right after Obama came in, they collapsed
Can
it.
you emphasize that the laws were set up? I think that's important. How important law is in terms of protection.
And
Oh no,
and also on that loan thing, it's not for just colored people. It's for people. It's for homes in colored communities.
Blacks,
yeah, but see,
Hispanics, and Native Americans.
so let me show you something that, since y'all saying it's based on colors, right? When we submit a loan to the bank or a particular lender, the lender is looking at 500 banks. If Bank of America won't give it to you at a 3% interest, some Bank of Omaha or somewhere, or the Bank of Utah give it to you at 13% interest. Somebody's gonna give you that loan at a high interest rate, and they don't give a shit about your color. I mean, there may be situations like the lady speaking in certain demographics where they're playing politics that the color barrier comes in only in that district. But when it comes to the mortgage game, a mortgager isn't looking at a district in order to make a loan go through. They're looking on a computer screen, and these are banks all over the place, all over the country.
I
So are
hear
And you
you
might
you.
saying
get
that
I
race
hear
has
you.
nothing to do with it? Because that's completely untrue.
no, I just said in
I
a
hear you, but
specific
to
region
fifth's to
that may be
fifth's
the
point,
case.
he said in colored places, so colored communities. So with that being said, that only tells me that helps to aid in gentrification. But I do hear what you're
Exactly,
saying.
because they was gonna
I
come
do
in with
hear what that
cash
sounds
and no
good.
loan.
That should sound real good. But it sounds like it aids in gentrification. But I mean,
So are you
I think
saying
you pretty much
gentrification is good or bad?
what? Nah, is that a question? The
I'm just
fact that
asking.
we even questioning
I
something to me
know
is
you going.
crazy.
I know how you gonna answer the question.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
asking it kind of
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
rhetorically
Rhetorical's throwing me
because
off
see,
sometimes.
I have actual demographics out here in Atlanta. I could tell you about a
Yeah,
city
and
named
I live in
Kirkwood.
North Jersey, so you know it's crazy up here.
I got you.
He
That's a little
sold
different.
30
So I
million
can't
Very
houses
speak on
at
that.
different.
20 million. Let's just
But
listen though. He did that.
But I can say this, in Georgia, we got a little city downtown Atlanta. It's called Kirkwood. Kirkwood was established in 1808, and this is an all-black neighborhood. Now, when you come to the neighborhood currently, you'll see all new houses going up. They was like, let's just say, little $100,000 shacks. Now they $700,000-800,000 mansions, right? And you'll see white people in the houses. But 80% of the neighborhood is owned by black people who don't even live in the community because they've been owning this community for 60 years, 100 years out here in Georgia. But you know, Georgia is a little special place. Everywhere is not like that. But for the cities that are as old as Georgia is, like I say, Kirkwood was developed in 1808 and it's been black for a long, long time. And have y'all ever heard of
So
Grady
how
Hospital?
common is it for a black person to now move into Kirkwood?
Just as common as it
I can
was
tell
then,
you this.
because we always said, hey, they've always been the majority and we've been the minority. We got to stop kicking ourselves in the butt and pay attention to the people who are moving through there. That's why I said, wait a second, y'all. He been selling houses with him. It is some black people in here that can do this, and they'll help y'all. That's why we're in here and we all knowing each other. So it is like how y'all saying, no, it's always a majority of them, and it is some of us can do it. Well, this is one of them that brought the 30 million houses with WAC and all of that. And no, we all can, but all of y'all are smart black people, and y'all are going to build to get there to that point. So
I'd
the
like
Boston,
Digital to answer that question though, because he brought up Kirkwood and he said that the
Okay.
majority of the people in Kirkwood are now currently white people.
No,
So
I'm
I'm
saying that's
asking,
what you see.
he
That's
didn't
what
oh,
you
that's what
see.
you
see.
see.
But
Okay, but
that's
is that
But
are
the
you
black
saying
80%
that
people
that's what
of
it
own
the
the
is?
land you
land.
don't see is black. They just don't live there. They
Okay,
own it.
so then my question is, how common is it now for a black person to be able to move into Kirkwood
Okay,
today?
so if a black person came to me, this is going to be the play, right? I'm going to immediately set you up an LLC because you're not going to buy this house in your own name. We're going to buy this house in a corporate status. We're going to run the visa and we're going to get a visa construction loan and we're going to buy this house.
Digital.
So
I,
yes.
Can you answer
Okay,
the
how you
question though?
do
Not
that?
about what you're going to do, because what we discussed was gentrification, and then you brought up
Rewind
Man,
the
you
that
got
though.
to if
you
you want
brought
to
up the
play in the
question.
game.
Wait
Man,
a
let
minute.
him
You brought
talk
up the
because
question.
he's the only one brought 30 million. Some of us
He
can
just
do it with
answered
the
it.
brain
Yeah, but
Rewind
trust.
and let him talk.
he asking a question though.
Yeah, I want to
But
hear it.
Who's asking a
how can
question? I'm asking the
how
question.
can
Oh
we
yes.
answer this when we are broke? What are we
Hey, then
talking
we still
They
about?
from a
told
hip
you
Thank
hop
you're
you.
broke.
We've
Now
always
explain.
been
Wait, wait, wait,
broke.
wait,
We've
wait,
Explain
wait,
always
wait.
what I'm
been broke.
talking
The
about.
majority is
Wait, wait.
always been
No,
Let me
we
tell
need
nobody.
to
y'all something.
address.
Let me
He's
tell y'all
black.
No,
something.
Let
no, no,
him
no, no,
talk.
no,
I'm
He's
gonna
no,
have
no,
American
Wack
no,
come
too.
no.
confirm it.
His father
We
smoked
got to
crack. Come
address
on, man. Let him.
financial literacy.
Can we go back
Wait,
to the
wait,
one
wait,
mic
wait,
though?
wait.
Wait,
One mic.
hold on.
No?
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
thank you.
something.
As somebody, excuse me, as someone who works in finance, okay, please. As someone who does the work, we are not financially literate. This is a fact. So how are we passing loans and giving people money
Right.
that
Okay.
they're not even
So let me
privy
use
to the
Wack.
language? We got to address that. And it's not
Let me
just
use
Chucky.
No,
me.
let me
All right.
use
no
Wack
I'm
as
just
an
disrespect.
Hey, can
responding
example.
to
y'all
what's
let her
going on.
fucking land?
Nike slippers with these dirty ass Levi's. Rolling with a bad bitch, weave on top her beehive. Since '81, been locked up, I ain't got tatted. RP to Bree, I swear the situation's tragic. Let me